As a self-proclaimed former hot mess, I know firsthand how difficult it is to stay organized. It's so easy to get overwhelmed by the mess in front of you. And so if you find yourself in the same position as I was, struggling to keep your life organized, then it's highly probable that you face disorganization, and maybe in multiple aspects of your life. You may tend to criticize yourself for lack of organization, dwell on your shortcomings, and become so preoccupied with worry that you can't make any meaningful progress. And by the end of the day, you may even feel guilty for not being able to accomplish much. And that just perpetuates a cycle of self-criticism. One crucial step towards progress is gaining a deeper understanding of yourself and your stress triggers. Recognizing our habits, both positive and negative, can enable us to achieve success in the areas of our life that we desire to improve. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you a few simple ways you can start to take control of your life and become more organized, especially if you feel like you're a hot mess. So let's get into it. So you guys, have you heard of the zero circle? It's something that I recently discovered, and so I decided to implement it. Of course, here on this channel, we test things out for you to see how they work for us, then we share them with you. So basically what the zero circle is it's like a pretend circle that you draw around yourself to help us feel more in control when we're feeling overwhelmed. Imagine you're a superhero and you put a magic circle around yourself. This is going to help you to focus on what's most important right now, instead of worrying about everything all at once. It's like taking small steps towards a big problem. So rather than spending the day criticizing yourself or passively wishing you were more organized, why not just begin to choose one area to focus on? Start by doing one thing each day to improve in that area. And it's okay if you don't get it right immediately, as long as you're actively taking steps towards your goal. So if you've tried this method, you'll have to comment below and let us know how it worked for you. Have you heard of the zero circle? I would love to hear from you, so drop a comment down below. All right, so the first tip is to emphasize your strengths. Rather than immediately tackling your weak areas, take a step back and consider your areas of strength. Which aspects of your life are you already somewhat organized in? Or where do you excel? I suggest focusing on these areas of strength and find ways to grow and improve on them. So here are some ways that you can emphasize your strengths. Number one is to identify your strengths. So make a list of what you're good at. What do you enjoy doing? And where have you received positive feedback in the past? Number two is to prioritize your strengths. So determine which strengths are most important and which ones you want to focus on. Three is to build on those strengths. So look for ways to use your strengths in new or different ways, or develop them further. So for instance, if you're good at cooking, try experimenting with maybe new recipes or cooking styles, and that may help you to build on that specific strength. And number four is to seek out opportunities. So look for opportunities to use your strengths in your personal or your professional life. For instance, if you're good at organizing, offer to help plan an event or help a friend with their cluttered space. And five is to surround yourself with positivity. I can't say this enough. You have to surround yourself with people who appreciate your strengths and encourage you to develop them further. And so this is really going to be that positive reinforcement that you need to boost your confidence and motivation. Number two is to identify your weakness. We know our strengths, now we need to know our weaknesses. So what's preventing you from excelling in your areas of strength? Is there a particular aspect that you struggle with or you wish to improve on? So to identify your weaknesses, you can start by identifying areas of your life that you tend to really struggle with, or maybe you feel less confident in those things. And so here are some questions that you can ask yourself. Which tasks or responsibilities do I find frustrating or challenging? What do I tend to avoid doing because I don't feel confident in my abilities? Where do I tend to make mistakes or receive criticism from others? And what skills or knowledge do I lack that could help me in achieving my goals? You can also ask for feedback from others, like friends, family members, maybe work colleagues, anyone who may have a different perspective on your strengths and weaknesses. Additionally, you can maybe take assessments or tests that may be able to help you gain some insight into areas where you may need improvement. The key is to be honest with yourself and be open to identifying areas where you can grow and develop. And remember to seek assistance when needed. There's no shame in delegating tasks, especially the ones that fall outside of your area of expertise. And also try and find solutions to your weaknesses. Think of creative solutions to overcome that weakness. For instance, if you enjoy managing finances, but you hate creating a budget, consider maybe taking a course to make the process less intimidating. And don't spend too much time focusing on your weaknesses. Instead, find ways to improve and build on your strengths. Next up is to use a planner. And y'all know how big of an advocate I am for using a planner. It's so helpful to keep you organized. So find a simple planner at your local craft store, order one online, and implement it into your routine, and you will begin to see how much more organized you are. And that is just such an effective way to stay organized. And remember, you can use a physical planner or you can go digital and use a digital planner. Either one is fine, whichever works for you. And write down all of your appointments, deadlines, and important events. Write them all in your planner. And you should also be scheduling time in for your self-care, your relaxation, because that is just as important as scheduling your tasks are. Number 4 is to create one goal a day. Okay, so I recently did a video on my channel sharing with you guys how I do my goal planning on a monthly basis. So check that video out if you're looking for some additional tips, but implement the one goal a day rule. So basically what you're gonna do is create one goal a day. And what that's gonna help you to do is improve yourself, which is what we all want. So here are some ideas for some goals that even hot messes can work on. Maybe prepare dinner a different way. Maybe use your slow cooker, your crock pot, your instant pot. Drink at least 3 to 4 glasses of water a day. My goal is 8. Read for at least 20 minutes a day, whether that be maybe ebook or listening to a podcast or some sort of digital book, or you can pick up a physical book and read that for at least 20 minutes a day. Watch only one episode of a show per day. Now I know this is gonna be hard. If you're anything like me, you are a binge watcher. So I tend to find the series I like and I'll watch it all the way through as long as I can. And so try to limit that if possible. I know again, that's super hard. So even if one is not an achievable goal, because remember, we're talking about things that are realistic and achievable, then set a goal for yourself to maybe, instead of watching the whole series, only view a few episodes in that series. Find a specific place for your loose papers and mail. So for us, we have a command center on our refrigerator, and that's where we store all the things from school paperworks to mail to important things that the family needs to see. Any messages go there as well. And then we purge it after a certain time period to be able to make room for the next batch of important documents. And then we have a place to store those. Implement whatever system works for you to be able to keep track of those important documents and keep them organized. And try to exercise or walk for at least 30 minutes. This is a good one, and that is to reach out to a family or friend that you want to reconnect with. Check on them if you haven't spoken to them in a while and try to maybe reconnect and just see how they're doing. And budget and track your expenses if possible. If you don't use a paper planner like I do, and put it into an app. Again, we're doing whatever works for you, whatever is realistic and maintainable. You wanna make sure that you are keeping track of your finances as well. Whatever your challenge is, make it small, make it tangible, and that's gonna help you to take steps in the right direction. So here are some steps that you can follow to create one goal a day. Number 1 is to identify an area of your life that you want to improve. And this could be related to organization, health, relationships, finances, or any other area that is important to you. Second, you want to break down this larger goal into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to get in better shape, your smaller step might include going for a walk or doing some sort of physical activity, lifting weights for a certain time. Number 3 is to choose one of these smaller steps to focus on each day. So make sure the goal is specific, measurable, and achievable within the time frame that you have available. 4 is to write down your goal for the day and commit to achieving it. You can use a planner, a journal, or an app to track your progress. And 5 is to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small they are. Acknowledge the effort you put in and the progress you've made towards your larger goal. And remember, Remember, the goal is to create goals that are realistic and achievable, and focus on making small, consistent progress over time. This next one is really tricky for me because I'm not a morning person, if I'm honest, but try and wake up earlier. Getting up earlier is a habit that can help you to become more organized. And you don't have to wake up at the crack of dawn, but maybe getting up at 8 a.m. instead of 11 a.m. And that will help you to become more productive. Start small by setting an alarm clock for maybe 30 minutes earlier than you would normally wake up. And over time, you can gradually adjust your wake up time until you find what works for you. Remember, organized people make the habit of getting up earlier even if they don't feel like it. So here are some tips on how you can wake up earlier. Gradually adjust your bedtime. Don't try to wake up early overnight. Gradually adjust your bedtime by going to bed 15 to 30 minutes earlier each night until you reach your desired wake up time. Also, create a sleep-friendly environment. So ensure that your sleeping environment is conducive to restful sleep. Make sure your room is dark, quiet, cool, whatever works for you. And turn off those electronics. Turning off electronic devices like phones, laptops, or tablets an hour before bedtime can help. Now, I am definitely a TV person at night. I like to have that TV on in the background, just playing, and that is what is like my music to help me to go to sleep. So I don't know if any of you are like that. If you are, comment below. I would love to know that someone else is like that and it's not just me. So that's like my way of just soothing myself to sleep. My husband hates it. He's more of a music person to go to sleep, and I can do music as well, but I just tend to like that TV on in the background. And I'll set a timer on the TV so that it goes off automatically. But I don't know, something about people talking in the background, I guess, is what helps me to sleep. So do what works for you. If that is doing the same as me, or if that's turning off those electronics, do what works, okay? I'm a big advocate of one thing may work for someone that doesn't work for the next, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, do what works for you. Number 4, avoid caffeine and alcohol. So avoid consuming caffeine and alcohol before bedtime, as they can interfere with your sleep. And 5 is to set an alarm. This is really important. Use an alarm clock or your phone to wake you up at your desired time. And get moving, y'all. Engage in physical activity during the day, and that can help you sleep better at night and wake up feeling more refreshed in the morning. And 7, stick to a routine. You guys know I'm a big fan of routines, so try to stick to a regular sleep routine, even on the weekends. And this can help you regulate your body clock and make it easier to wake up early. The next tip is to fake it till you make it. Acting as if you're organized can actually trick your mind into thinking you actually are. So get up, play the part, and pretend that you are the most organized person you ever met. Faking being organized can help you develop habits that will eventually become second nature. So here are some steps you can take. Dress the part, y'all. Wear clothes that make you feel confident and put together. I know me in the morning when I get up, I put my makeup on and I get dressed. It just makes me feel like I got something going on in my life, okay? It just makes me feel more inspired to get more done, and it makes me feel like I am going to have the best day ever. You know, when you look good, you feel good, and it can really have a positive impact on your mindset. 2, we've talked about this already, use a planner. So start filling in your planner with events as soon as you're aware of them. And this is gonna help you feel more in control of your schedule and prevent double booking, okay? Or even forgetting about those important tasks. 3, be decisive, okay? When someone asks you a question, give them a direct and clear answer. Avoid procrastination if possible, or leaving things undecided, as this can contribute to feelings of disorganization and give you a little bit of anxiety. 4 is to limit those distractions. So put your phone away or on silent mode when you're trying to be productive. And also avoid lounging on the couch, y'all, which can lead to procrastination and a lack of motivation. 5 is to practice power posing. Okay, so what does this mean? Stand tall, put your hands on your hips, and take a deep breath. This can help you feel more confident and in control, even if you're not feeling that way on the inside. Remember, we are faking it till we make it, and faking it is only the first step. Eventually, these habits will become ingrained, and you will start to feel more genuinely organized. Lastly, y'all, Do your best and don't stress. Don't get overwhelmed by the thought of getting everything organized all at once. It can lead to stress and procrastination. If you're a hot mess, start by focusing on one area at a time. Trying to tackle everything all at once can leave you feeling defeated. Instead, pick one thing and stick to that for 30 days. Don't doubt yourself and remember you can do this. And this is why it's important to choose small goals instead of big ones. Once you've been successful with your small goal for at least 30 days, you can add to it by working on new ones. And remember, becoming more organized when you feel like you're a hot mess requires a real shift in your mindset and a commitment to taking small, achievable steps towards your goals by identifying your weakness, creating one achievable goal per day, identifying your strengths, faking being organized, and staying consistent for at least 30 days. You can transform your chaotic life into a more successful and organized one. Remember, again, it's important to start small and stay focused and celebrate your progress along the way. With patience, determination, and a positive attitude, anyone can overcome their hot mess tendencies and become a more organized version of themselves. So that is it, you guys, for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. It inspired you to not feel like you're such a hot mess. I know we have those moments, all of us, even me, where I feel like I just can't get right. I can't get focused. I can't get motivated. I'm a hot mess. We all do. And so this video was intended to help you see that we all have things that we can work on. And through this video, I hope I was able to give you a few steps that you can take towards improving your hot mess tendencies. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by my channel to catch this video. I hope that you'll interact with it. Comment below. I read all of your comments and it really helps me in the algorithm. I also hope that you'll subscribe if you're new here. We would love to welcome you into this community, this family. We'd love to have you. So hopefully you'll consider subscribing. And of course, I want you to come back by and catch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.